But before that, I'm a young kid. I'm 15, 16. I'm growing up on what everybody else growing up on. I'm growing up on Run DMC and, the New York rap, which was Run DMC and all that at the time. That was more when I was younger. Then I got entwined with Dr. Dre and Eazy-E and Ice Cube and the cussing era. That's what I call it.
Yeah.
When niggas was really cussing.
Yeah.
And you had to hide the music when you was listening to it when you was young. So I was wrapped up in that. But then when we started going to Screw House, man, we got more wrapped up into basically the music that Screw presented and the music that people was putting on the tapes. Man, that's how we got so wrapped up into the C-Bos and all that.
Yeah.
Because these were the rappers. Screw was a
real DJ,
a real connoisseur of
Yeah.
underground legends and
Yeah.
underground music.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear a lot of West Coast and a lot of these different type of rappers that you probably won't hear every day, plus the mainstreams. But it got to a point, man, that's how we was listening to with Screw. When I was young, man, go ahead.
Before that, I'm sorry, because you spoke about a High Rollers freestyle contest.
Yeah.
Tell me about what was High Rollers at? You know what I'm saying? What was that
High
freestyle
Rollers
contest?
was on Merworth,
Okay.
right off of South Main, kind of like in the same area.
By Carol's.
By Carol, right
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm.
This was it was a high club back in the game. High Rollers. This was real big, man, 92, 93. This is a high club. So Pat older than me, maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6 years older than me. Pat a little older than me. I looked up to Pat. Well, High Rollers used to have this contest or something that they used to do. We wasn't even old enough to get in. You know what I'm saying? But they used to have this contest that they used to do for freestyles and everything. And Fat Pat had the freestyle trophy. Now, see, my neighborhood is a neighborhood that consists of a lot of boys. And I tell people all the time, man, we kind of like, if you could see it, we kind of like the hot boys. Bunch of jumping around, young cats wilding and dick his own and no shirts and tattoos everywhere and smoke. We wild over here. And over here in my neighborhood, as far as freestyling, and man, this was something we did, man. Drove in cars, sitting outside turn the throwdown on. This is something we did all the time. So, as far as us doing it all the time, I had great recognition and great awareness in my hood for this. So we was the kind of neighborhood that my neighborhood wanted me to have that freestyle trophy. Yeah, we gonna get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Pat, and we probably about 16 or 17, but we brash and sassy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we like,
And you saying neighborhood, and it's like Fat Pat, where he from, you know what I'm saying, is really like around the corner, you know what I'm saying?
Well, he from dead end, he from down the street. We don't really know too much. Fat Pat a myth to us, really.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't know him. We just know of him.
Yeah.
We know of him because he doing what we doing. He freestyling.
This is amazing. So it was that big on the underground scene to where you was like, man, Fat.
Well, I'm about 15 or 16 right here. I want this because in my neighborhood, I'm the truth.
You was in there, yeah.
I'm that nigga. And my neighborhood is behind me as far as we can get that trophy.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So that led to my second time going to Screw House. Really, to be honest, it was the third time because the second time me and Duke went on our own. We made a big splash. I'm talking about we killed it. So this next particular time that me and Duke got ready to go, this is when I met Pat.
So what was the first freestyle you did with the one with Duke? What was it to?
Well, that was on this beat, man, that had this. It was called, I can't remember what the name of the tape was, but it was called, I think it was called Hard Hits 2, but it was called Nigga Figure He's Bigger, Dig a Bigger Ditch.
Okay.
That was this hook that they had, and man, we killed. This how I locked Screw in right here. See, when I went over there and did this tape with Steve, it was a fool, my barber. It was cool. I got Screw attention. But when me and Duke went over there and made our own tape, I killed Screw. I'm talking about I killed Screw. Screw, he couldn't believe it. I was about 16 or 17 right there, maybe 18.
And Screw is how much older than you?
Screw is about 3-4 years older than me.
Around Fat Pat age, they are around the same age.
Fat Pat about 4 or 5 years older. Yeah. So boom, he was shook. He had never heard nothing like this from a young kid. So the next time I went to Screw House was a time Screw invited me to come.
Yeah.
After this, man.
So this the third time.
This the third time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. And this is the particular time that Pat showed up.
Yeah.
And I was shook about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because of now hearing and all this that I know. And Pat kind of like like I tell people all the time, Pat kind of like he upbeat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So when he knocked on that door and when Screw opened the door, oh, this Pat. Man, Screw playing that though. You know, I know he did. You know, because he invited me over at this particular time. So, man, when the door opened and this Pat, and he come right in, man, the first line is, Pat, what up? This the little cat I've been telling you about right here, Lil Keke. So Pat comes
put you on the spot.
Yeah, Pat come right up with, oh, that's him. Turn it on. Let's do one, baby.
Yeah.
I come up with, oh, but I'm actually nervous. You know, I'm a kid. I'm like, man, I'm talking to my partner Duke. He right there. I'm telling him why they, man, that's Pat.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
And he a mythical figure. That's what I was just telling somebody on the radio the other day on 97.9, man. Mythical figures, man, legends, man. He was like, man, Matt had to ask me, he was like, man, what is the first thing that stands out about being a legend and everybody? I was like, man, being mythical. Man, when I was a kid, all I knew was Fat Pat had the freestyle trophy. I don't even know what this mean, what that meant. I didn't see it. I could just picture it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Pat just a freestyling and tripping because Pat a fool and then him coming home with this trophy.
Yeah.
So that's what I tell people, man. People used to hear the rumors of us, man, Keke and them sold 300, 500, 1,000 tapes, screwing them in 1 hour and 10,000 and you know, all these mythical figures that they used to hear about us. That's a part of being a legend. So, man, me and Pat made one of the biggest songs ever right there the first night, man. Screw turned it on. It's called Funk on Your Mind.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest.
Got it on my mind. I got some funk for y'all.
That's the first song me and Pat ever made.
Yeah.
Ever.
Man.
Hey, man, listen.
What was so crazy, Pat really sung that hook like.
Hey, listen. Man, this is what I'm trying to tell people, man. Like, you can't recreate them moments right there.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like,
this ain't playing just out of nowhere. He just jump out there.
Yeah, this rolling. Pat, I don't give a damn if he had that hook in his head 30 years. Right at this moment of meeting me the first time, Screw turning on this particular beat and we rapping and Pat busting straight out with that hook. Man, me and Duke was shook.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Y'all got a song now.
Hey, listen. This is the whole thing what we thinking. Man, Pat is everything what they say.
Yeah. It ain't no facade.
Yeah,
No cap on
everything
Pat.
what we say it is.
Yeah.
Man, that hook came in and killed us.
Yeah.
Man, Pat a fool. So, you know what I'm saying? So,
Tell me this. Can you paint the picture like how it is at Screw House, like making a Screw tape, you know what I'm saying? Or just that particular moment, like visually how the room is and just what's going on.
This what I told people, man. Like, the crazy part about it, man, this wasn't like coming to nothing like this here. Like on purpose. It's set up and it's a studio and it's some sound and man, this straight Screw in here with his turntables, with his speakers, and man, I just got one of these mics right here, just here.
Yeah.
And we just passed around. We were actually rapping like that. And most of these tapes y'all hearing, we done started them over about 75 times.
No shit.
Oh, shit, yeah. Nah, we ain't gonna keep, until Screw might just come up with, nah, that's it right there. You know? And a lot of these flows that y'all hearing, man, we used to be at Screw House hours, man. Hours and hours to try to make tapes, but man, it was from a friendly note. It wasn't, we did not go over there in the beginning, man, of making it. Like we trying to be a rapper.
Right, we're trying to be rappers. We just over here having
Man,
fun.
we just over here chilling.
Yeah.
I just had, we just had charisma and we was more fly with it. But most of the people that was going to Screw House, man, they wasn't going over there with aspirations of doing music.
So, okay, so Screw was making tapes already before you go over there to freestyle. Pat got freestyles already out with Screw before.
Not really.
Y'all do Funk on the Mind?
Not really. Maybe one or two. That's what I always tell people. Man, like, Pat didn't have a lot of, you don't have a lot of major content of Pat before I got there. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Nah. Now, Pat had it because Pat was popular from school, everywhere else that he was rapping and freestyling at.
Yeah.
And he knew Screw, I already knew Screw, but like, I don't have no music or no flows or no raps that I done heard of Pat really before my time.
Yeah.
Even with me knowing he was had the freestyle, I didn't know what. I hadn't heard nothing. This just was me. I just idolized who he was in the streets. I hadn't heard nothing.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
It was just it was just a you had to be there kind of thing.
Yeah, you just had to. My first time ever hearing Pat on anything or ever hearing him ever rap or do anything was Funk on Your Mind.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That him being a legend, I was a kid in love with the myth of who he was.
Yeah.
Man, this Fat Pat, they talking about he got the freestyle trophy. He be doing it. I ain't heard nothing
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, it ain't, you know, it's just, it was different. You know, we wasn't going over there really we were just going over there. Pat probably was, like I told you, Pat older than me. So when I'm 16, Pat probably 21.
Yeah.
You know, so he probably started pursuing music before me. But at this time at Screwhouse, I'm just really going over here to showcase that I'm better than everybody over here and over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really going over there to show them that I want to be a rapper.
Yeah.
Man, I want to turn this into, because we actually freestyle. I had wrote down raps I used to do young, but my main game was going to Screwhouse and freestyling and being talked about in all the neighborhoods that Screw facilitated music to. That was my thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, so y'all get to doing that and the shit starts to like pop. Like is this something that made it pop, or it was just like it was just like over time, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
Like where it started getting around, or it was just like one freestyle and it was like boom, that was the one that marked it, like nigga, it's going down.
Well, man, it was just growing. You know what I'm saying? Like Screw was selling these tapes, man, and man, next thing you know, man, people was actually knocking on this door, man. Hundreds of people, man, we want that new Key and Pat, we want Key. It was spreading. Screw got people standing out there, they want new Screw tapes, Screw working on. Man, Screw tapes was like down there like an album, man.
How long did it take, or did you notice from the time y'all did Funk on Your Mind to it getting to like people coming through like that, like you talking about? How much time was it, like 6 months, a year? How much time you think it was before it got to jumping like that?
Man, I want to say we probably did Funk on Your Mind in 1994.
Yeah.
In 1996, 2 years later, it was
a wrap.
We was right there at it.
Yeah.
We did Pimp the Pen in 1996.
Yeah.
3 in the morning.